Aging is not just a matter of years passing. It is the quiet accumulation of tiny daily habits, small decisions. You repeat without noticing that slowly drain your energy, weaken your body, cloud your thinking, and harden your spirit. Most people believe aging begins at 40 or 50. But the truth is that premature aging begins the moment you start living on autopilot, when your days become routines of stress, distraction, poor choices, and mental chaos. You age far faster than your actual biological clock. In this section, we'll explore how these invisible habits silently shape your life, diminish your potential, and push you further away from the younger, stronger, more vibrant version of yourself. The first and most destructive habit is constant stress and overthinking. Stress doesn't just live in your mind, it lives in your body. Every moment you spend replaying past mistakes, worrying about the future, or obsessing over things you cannot control, your body releases cortisol, the hormone responsible for the fight or flight response. A little cortisol is normal, even helpful, but when your mind never rests, cortisol remains high. This slowly breaks down collagen in your skin, leading to early wrinkles and dullness. It weakens your immune system, making you more vulnerable to illness. It even shrinks areas of your brain linked to memory, focus, and emotional stability. Overthinking ages your face, ages your mind, and ages your entire internal system. People who constantly stress look older not because of their age, but because of their lifestyle. Peace is not optional. It is essential for youthfulness. Another deeply underestimated aging factor is poor sleep. In today's world, sleep is treated like something you can trade for productivity, entertainment, or late-night scrolling. But sleep is the only time when your body enters repair mode. Your cells regenerate, your brain removes toxins, your hormones rebalance, and your emotional system resets. When you sleep too little or sleep too late, you interrupt all of these processes. The result? Puffy eyes, weaker focus, irritability, slower metabolism, hair thinning, and an overall tired appearance. Even your posture suffers, making you look older than you are. People who consistently sacrifice sleep are physically aging their bodies at a much faster rate. It's like pressing fast forward on their biological clock. Deep rest is not laziness, it is longevity. Then comes the habit of consuming what can be called dead energy foods. These are foods that do nothing for your body except fill your stomach. Highly processed snacks, sugary drinks, fast foods, and artificially flavored products create inflammation inside your body. Inflammation is the silent engine behind premature aging. It damages your cells, exhausts your organs, and leads to skin problems, joint pain, and chronic fatigue. You may not feel the damage today, but your body quietly records everything you consume. The energy you put into your body is the energy your body gives back to you. If you feed it life, it returns life. If you feed it dead energy, it returns exhaustion, illness, and slow physical decline. The food choices you make today decide what your health, body, and skin will look like years from now. But one of the least discussed and most powerful aging habits is living without purpose. Aging is not only a physical process, it is an emotional and spiritual one. When you live your life without direction, when you wake up with no goals, no passion, no mission, you begin to lose your internal fire. Your spirit becomes tired, and that fatigue shows in your eyes, your posture, and your energy. Purpose gives life meaning. It gives your mind a reason to stay active and your heart a reason to stay alive. People who have goals, dreams, and ambitions naturally maintain a youthful energy. Their spirit stays sharp because they always have something to work toward. Meanwhile, people who drift through life feel older, not because of time, but because of emptiness. Premature aging is not the result of one big event. It is the result of slow daily erosion. The stress you hold in your shoulders, the meals you eat in a hurry, the hours of sleep you cut short, the goals you keep postponing. These small habits add up and begin shaping your life in ways you don't notice until the effects become visible. The good news is that just as small habits can age you, small habits can also reverse that process. Replacing stress with peace, late nights with rest, junk food with nourishment, and aimlessness with purpose can transform not just your appearance, but your energy and the quality of your entire life. True youthfulness comes from alignment, when your mind, body, and spirit work together instead of against each other. And that alignment begins with awareness. Once you become aware of these hidden habits, you can begin choosing differently. You can begin living intentionally. And that intentional living becomes the strongest anti-aging force you will ever have. If Section 1 revealed what the hidden aging habits are, Section 2 explains how they silently break you down from the inside. Most people think aging starts on the surface, gray hair, wrinkles, tired eyes, but the truth is that aging begins deep within your biology and psychology, long before it becomes visible. What you see on the outside is simply a delayed reflection of what has been happening internally for years. To stay youthful, you must understand how each habit works like a slow, invisible toxin. Let's begin with the most underestimated factor, stress and overthinking. When your mind enters a constant loop of fear, anxiety, or worry, your nervous system never gets a break. You stay stuck in fight or flight mode. Over time, this drains your adrenal system, throws off your hormones, and keeps your body in a constant state of alert. This is why chronic overthinkers often feel tired even after sleeping, experience headaches, and struggle with focus. Stress also constricts your blood vessels, reducing oxygen flow to your skin. That's why people under pressure develop dull skin, dark circles, and premature lines. It's not age doing this, it's stress chemistry. On the emotional level, overthinking feeds insecurity and self-doubt, making your personality feel heavier and older. Youthfulness comes from lightness. Overthinking steals that lightness. Next is lack of sleep, which is far more destructive than most people realize. Sleep is not merely a rest state, it's a biological repair mission. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which repairs tissues, restores energy, and rebuilds muscle. Your brain also performs a cleaning process called lymphatic cleansing, where toxins and waste accumulated during the day are flushed out. When you cut your sleep short, these processes remain incomplete. It's like closing your eyes but never giving your body the chance to actually heal. The result? Weaker immunity, slower reaction times, irritability, and loss of clarity, traits associated with aging. Sleep deprivation also increases inflammation and oxidative stress, two major accelerators of aging. Even your facial features change over time with poor sleep. Muscles around the eyes weaken, and your skin loses elasticity. You don't just feel old when you lack sleep, you actually become biologically older. Then comes dead energy eating habits. When you constantly consume highly processed foods, sugary snacks, packaged meals, and chemical-filled products, your body must work harder to break them down. These foods spike your blood sugar, cause hormonal imbalance, and flood your system with inflammatory chemicals. Inflammation quietly damages your organs, from your heart to your liver to your skin. You may think you're just tired, but often that tiredness is inflammation burning through your energy reserves. The shorter the telomeres, the faster you age. Nutrient-poor diets also rob your body of antioxidants, which protect your cells from damage. This is why people with poor diets show early signs of aging: fatigue, acne, brittle hair, weak nails, digestive issues, and a general loss of vitality. Finally, let's explore the most invisible but powerful habit: living without purpose. When you drift through life without clarity or direction, your inner world becomes stagnant. Humans are wired for growth, meaning, and mission. When those elements disappear, your mind becomes dull and your spirit becomes tired. A purposeless life produces emotional aging, lack of excitement, lack of drive, lack of hope. And emotional aging always leads to physical aging. People with no goals wake up with heaviness, not enthusiasm. Their energy becomes flat, and they often appear older because their spirit is not alive. Purpose stimulates the brain, strengthens identity, sharpens decision-making, and gives you a sense of forward motion. Nothing keeps you mentally young more than having something meaningful to chase. All four habits, stress, lack of sleep, poor diet, and lack of purpose, share one thing in common: they drain your life force. They steal your vibrancy. They wear down your inner systems quietly over time until the effects show up physically. But here's the good news. Just as these habits can age you, reversing them can bring your vitality back. The moment you begin protecting your peace, prioritizing sleep, feeding your body with real nourishment, and living with intention, your aging process slows down and in many ways begins to reverse. Knowing the habits that secretly age you is only the first step. True transformation begins when you consciously replace these habits with better ones. Actions that restore your mind, heal your body, and awaken your spirit. You don't need dramatic lifestyle changes or extreme routines. Youthfulness is rebuilt through small, consistent choices repeated daily. In this section, we'll explore how to break these habits and create a lifestyle that naturally keeps you energetic, sharp, balanced, and alive. Let's start with the biggest enemy: constant stress and overthinking. You cannot remove stress entirely. Life will always present challenges, but you can train your mind to stop reacting to everything. The key is awareness. Most people overthink unconsciously. They don't even realize when their mind slides into worry loops. The first step to breaking this habit is noticing it. When you catch yourself spiraling into fear or replaying unnecessary memories, pause and take a slow breath. This small interruption tells your mind, "I'm in control now." Practicing simple grounding techniques, like focusing on your breath, observing your surroundings, or naming the emotion you're feeling, can immediately calm your nervous system. You can also try journaling. Write down your thoughts and close the page. This signals your brain to let go. Overthinking loses its power the moment you stop feeding it. Replacing overthinking with mindfulness is one of the fastest ways to reclaim your inner peace, and with peace comes youthfulness. Next, the most transformative but neglected habit: fixing your sleep. If you want to feel younger, look fresher, and think clearly, sleep must become non-negotiable. The goal is not just sleeping more, but sleeping better. Start by setting a consistent sleep schedule. Your body loves routine. Avoid screens at least 45 minutes before bed, because the blue light tricks your brain into staying awake. Swap nighttime scrolling with a simple ritual: dim lights, light stretching, calming music, or reading a few pages of something meaningful. You can also use the 10-3-2-1 rule. This routine improves deep sleep, boosts healing hormones, increases energy, and slows down the aging process at the cellular level. When sleep improves, your entire life improves: mood, focus, skin, immunity, and motivation. Now let's break the habit of consuming dead energy foods. You don't need a strict diet, you need awareness and balance. Start by adding more living foods rather than suddenly removing everything unhealthy. Living foods are fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and water-rich meals that nourish your cells rather than inflame them. Try this simple rule: add one clean meal a day, just one. That alone starts shifting your body from inflammation to healing. Replace one sugary drink with water or herbal tea. Replace one processed snack with fruit or nuts. Over time, your taste shifts, your cravings calm, and your energy becomes steady. When your body receives nutrients, it repairs itself more efficiently. Your skin glows, your mood stabilizes, and your mind becomes sharper. Remember, every healthy meal is a deposit into your future self. Finally, let's tackle the most important transformation: finding purpose. Purpose doesn't mean having a perfect life plan. It simply means having something meaningful to move toward. Start small. Ask yourself, what excites me? What makes me curious? What do I want to improve in my life? What kind of person do I want to become? Write the answers down. Purpose is discovered through exploration, not pressure. Set one small goal each week, something that pushes you forward. It could be learning a new skill, improving your health, working on a project, or dedicating more time to something you love. Purpose creates momentum, and momentum creates vitality. People with goals wake up with energy. People with a mission don't age emotionally. They remain alive from the inside. Breaking these 4 habits is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming aware. It is about choosing yourself every day. When you guard your peace, respect your sleep, nourish your body, and live with intention, you don't just slow aging, you reverse it. Your energy rises, your confidence grows, your mind sharpens, and your presence becomes stronger, calmer, and more youthful. You don't age by years. You age by habits, and now you have the power to change them.